There used to be a Catholic church here just south of the cemetery here in Stanton County, making it one of 4 rural churches between West Point and Howells near or along Highway 32. I'm at St. Henry's Cemetery, 6 miles north and 2 miles west of Howells in the southeastern part of Stanton County. It was German pioneers who homesteaded this area. With the nearest town 8 miles away, there were hopes of a community forming here. There was a general store that was built in 1898 where farmers would bring cream to trade for groceries. A harness maker, too, conducted business there. When a pioneer member of the community, Gerhard Heimeyer, died, he willed his property for the construction of a church. Theodor Ritter also donated land, and a parish was organized by Father Albert Walbaum, then pastor of Saints Peter and Paul in Howells. The church was built in 1898 with a membership of 22 families. The church was named St. Henry after the saintly German king and Holy Roman Emperor. A parish school was built in 1902 and the church was enlarged in 1916. St. Henry was served by Saints Peter and Paul Howells until a rectory was built in 1924 between the church and cemetery, and they received their first resident pastor. Father Henry Berger lived at St. Henry's, serving also Saints Peter and Paul until 1930, when each parish received its own pastor. St. Henry retained a resident pastor until it was once again joined to Saints Peter and Paul in 1961 with Father Leo Krakemeyer as pastor of both. I want to interject a personal note here about Father Krakemeyer, who served my home parish of Saints Peter and Paul for 13 years. In 2007, just before he died, Father Krakemeyer willed to pass on his chalice to me, which I now use when I celebrate Mass at St. Jane Frances in Randolph. Father Krakemeyer is buried at St. Boniface Cemetery, Monterey. Eternal rest grant unto him, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon him. May he rest in peace. Amen. St. Henry's Church closed in 1969 and the church property was auctioned off the following year. The church's stained glass windows now grace a few different nursing home chapels, and the pews went to a church in western Nebraska. The rectory and school were relocated as well. Parishioners joined Saints Peter and Paul in Howells. The church building itself remained, but over the years it fell into disrepair. The cross that once towered over the wooden church now stands guard here in the corner of the cemetery. In 2004, the bell was removed from the deteriorating church and placed at a tower here in the cemetery. Realizing that the church building wouldn't last forever, a stone monument was placed here in 2007 with a picture of the church and an inscription which reads, "In memory of the sons and daughters of St. Henry's Catholic Church, its parishioners and pastors, 1898 to 1969. Among those sons and daughters were 4 nuns and 1 priest, Father Wayne Schlattman, who passed away in 2019. The crumbling church building was slowly dismantled from 2016 to 2017. You can see on Google Earth some imagery of the church in ruins. In 2016, the Norfolk Daily News interviewed John and Barbara Hayter, immediate neighbors to this cemetery who now live in the former general store. These former parishioners were both baptized at St. Henry's Church and later served as sacristan and organist. Barbara recalled another parishioner saying, "Nowhere on earth do I feel as close to God as at St. Henry's." Since the parish's closure, memorial masses have been celebrated at this cemetery each year on July 13th, their patronal feast day of St. Henry.